Today on the special edition of Mzansi Insider, we're making 2017 your year.
Brother of the money, people of the money.
Do you give us the money?
Do you give us the money? I teach you how to save the money.
You are guided.
I am already telling me I'm guided. 2017 is going to be great.
The focus for 2017 is
money.
Control the money.
Your life was changed for 2017.
Yeah.
Helping you let go and celebrating your new success for your new year.
You know what this program has done for you today is that there is going to be a direction.
The year just started and a lot of great things about to happen.
All this and more on Mzansi Insider.
Don't worry, hold up. Dishing out the truth, so stop tuning in. Can't legale. Come, social issues, this so easily. Giving you the latest news so instantly. Gender we tighter. Keep the channel locked on Mzansi Insider.
Uzauvinga tuyabizwa Kona kutendo zuzkageki senge nabaza Ezgafunio Pendula diambusa Oh diambusa Listen to busy way until the pays one money now. Yiyona kusiti kaulungisa kuyona kada akulungi sabela uyabizwa nalimana litetana kazinane listen to busy way. Sabela uyabizwa Suka kulenda ubizwanga hapo Sukuma sumo chipesha Sabela uyabizwa Yeah Uyabizwa Uyabizwa Wena uyabizwa Sabela uyabizwa Oh, wena uyabizwa Sabela uyabizwa Uyabizwa Wena uyabizwa Ah, Sabela uyabizwa Oh, oh uyabizwa Kuba kubizwa wena wedwa Sabela wena wedwa Oh uyabizwa Kuba uyabizwa wena uyabizwa
Halala! Sabeles! Uyabizwa Nathi. Taking off Nathi's latest album.
Yes.
It's called Umbulelo Wami. Go on and get it. Post track 5, Sabela. Hello, welcome to it. Baba.
I would.
Hey.
What a beautiful way to open up our first Sunday of 2017.
Nathi, is this going to be your year again?
Is this your year again?
So that every other musician knows that just give up, just put your album away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nathi, you came out. I don't think this album for me is like a surprise for us because I think everybody was thinking you're gonna wait.
You just stopped.
Yeah.
And now it's happening.
I mean, we know you now from the first album. What's the difference between the two?
Umahluko ukhongako umahluko isound nje kuphela otherwise message ise ile message isakhuthaza njengakuqala nisabhala ngothando nisabhala ngoThixo so akho umhluko umkhulu
ayikho nomvula 2.0 Nathi, you know, being a vocalist, what would you say is like the voice? What would you say is your voice? That thing that pushes you. You know, say this is what I want to write about and get that passion in. Because sometimes you're in studio, you have to release an album. What drives your voice?
Angeke nokukhathe bhuti wami ezinye izinto zidaliwe ziyazenzekela awungeke uzuthi mhlawumbe kanye ndenzwa intoni ukuze ngicule kanje ziyazenzekela ilapha kuwe yaqona iphuma apha kuwe
yeah. I need to ask you this one because I'm looking forward to it. A lot of people about only a musician, but a lot of people don't know that you're a fine artist. So are you going to like do like a gallery, something for us, maybe in the year 2017 where we get to see your artwork?
Yeah, siswam umbono wami kubana ngaba mani bene art gallery eqona ngoba ndi phakathi komculo nokusebenza ngezandla ndizithanda zombini ngokulinganayo nawuthi mhlawumbe okanye ndithanda umculo kakhulu but ke ngoxa sengifumana ixesha ndizawuhlala phansi ndenze into yami.
Please man, put a show for us. Thank you so much for coming through, Hussein Wakajena, and opening our Happy First Sunday.
Happy First Sunday.
Welcome to it, Mzansi Insider. Nothing has changed. The slayage continues even into the brand new year 2017. So grateful for a beautiful way to start the show with Nathi, and even more grateful to see this brand new year.
Amen, man. Like, it's amazing that we're here.
Did you say amen?
I did.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
That touched my soul. Yo, it is hashtag Mzansi Insider across all social media platforms. Like 2016, I still am Morena the Squire and rolling with,
Rorisang Tanigisa, because we don't add things to our names to do anything. But today is today is a special episode. Why is it a special episode today?
Because we are finding people's focus.
Okay.
We are letting go of the baggage.
Okay.
We are foreseeing. We've got a person, a fortune teller, someone who sees, you know.
Okay.
So we're basically just implanting good things into your life right now.
As we start a brand new year. And yeah, we look forward to it. Let's check out what our lineup has in store for us.
We can only help you to get there if we know where you want to go.
How does she offload? How does she get rid of it?
How she gonna get rid of this is the simplest thing that can happen.
I think also us as people and as youth, we need to change what we perceive to be wealth.
You don't actually look like a friendly person. When I first saw your face, I'm like, are you sure about that?
I feel overwhelmed because I'm alone, I'm a woman.
You know what it is, Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
You need to make space for great things to happen. We're offloading all the burden things that 2016, Mira Amuhela 2017. Welcome back to Mzansi Insider.
29-year-old Diniko Hlajwayo who hasn't had a very good 2016. He hasn't been able to move on with his life after the mother of his children had an affair with another man. Since then, he's had issues with committing or even trusting other women. Dr. Richie is here today to help him offload his burden and to ensure that his 2017 is a little lighter. Dr. Richie is here. Welcome, Doctor.
How are you, sir?
Compliments of 2017 of the new year.
Amen.
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 And we've got Diniko here. Thank you for coming, sir. Dr. Richie,
yes,
over
sir.
to you.
All right. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. I'm good. And yourself?
I'm fabulous. I'm excited. Actually, the year just started, and
yes,
a lot of great things about to happen. But let's begin with you. Talk to me about what's up with you.
I've had a serious, harsh relationship experience. So basically, in that time when I was going through seclusion, in the process of my seclusion, she decided to go out, and I managed to apply a lot of self-introspection. And though it was very tough, I didn't know that actually I have a lot of tears in me. So I became that man that would cry. I lost completely that touch of being a lion, and just became a normal person. And it allowed me to know whom am I and what I stand for.
So, any man that goes through, what you went through, your partner, your partner cheating on you isn't a very easy thing. And as men, we know that we don't want to speak about it.
No.
At what point did you feel that actually I am now breaking apart, I'm falling apart now because I don't believe this is happening to me? As men, we never really think it happens to us.
Okay, it will be very interesting. I've been this chap, because of where I come from, I've been this chap that would never ask a woman out. Women would just approach me, and I just take it from there. But now, with this one, it was the one that I really loved.
Yes, sir.
Right? And when you've loved, you feel that, okay, fine, here I've come to settle down. So it hit me one time when I realized that, in fact, my dignity is gone here. Another man has seen the flesh that I admire so much. Now, him seeing that flesh, he's seeing my nakedness as well. And that's when it broke me down, and I felt I can't deal with this any longer. But how do I deal with this? I come from a family that is dominated by females even. People whom, if I could go to and say, look, this is what's happening, they'll try to rub it. But I'm a man now, and then I'm vulnerable at that point in time. So I decided to write about it. And in the process of me speaking about it, it even gave birth to a movement of Limesaliju, where as men we started to say, let's talk. But it hit me at that time when I couldn't bottle in my emotions that were eating me up. I was losing a lot of weight. I was completely losing touch with myself. We had a sit down and we had to talk. I acknowledged that, in the process of me going to seclusion, I didn't communicate with you. I was not touching you. I was very much on the spiritual side of my life. I left you out. I could have now, my good could have influenced your actions.
There's something that just came out here that I believe, because for me, why I love this program is that I'm not dealing with him.
Okay.
I'm dealing with the community.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
It takes a man to say, I know where I missed it.
Oh, yes.
And this is where I want us to celebrate him, that he recognized where he missed it.
Yeah. He acknowledges his mistake. He also acknowledges where he stands. But now what I'm hearing is that he acknowledges what's happened to him and what he's done and where he stands. How does he move forward now? Going into 2017, how does he offload and move into a new him?
That's actually where the question you're asking belongs to him with the answer. The question is, because I know and I tell people that the first law of a map is to identify where you are. The question is, where are you and where do you want to go? Because we can only help you to get there if we know where you want to go. Because if you were hanging on a fence, you are hurting yourself. And if you're hurting yourself, something is going to be eating deep inside of you. Correct. And if I can put it straight to you, your trust strength is broken. You're going to have a problem trusting. You're going to have a problem engaging. You're going to have a problem believing in people. You're going to shut down. You actually believe you're forgiven, but you have not, because once you are still that person that don't want people to come inside, it simply means that what happened in the past is still trailing your life. And from what I see, you don't want to repeat a lifestyle where you're coming from without knowing. And if you go further, anybody that allows you to be part of their life will be smudged with love, that you're going to give over love. So the question is, if what I said makes sense to you.
Yeah, I'm following.
No, there's a difference between following and it makes sense. Which one is it? Which one is sense? Making sense. God bless your soul. Especially, it's going to be a great year for you. Now, I want you to close your eyes for a moment, and I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay, should I do it now?
Right now.
Okay.
Right now. I'm going to ask you a question.
All right, cool.
I want you to ask the selfishness in you. One question. What are you doing for me?
Okay.
Ask that question. It's going to respond to you. What are you doing in my life for me now?
May I reply?
Reply. Tell me, what is it doing for you?
It's saying to me, I'm saving myself from hating another. That's what it's telling me.
What else?
It's grounding me on discipline.
It's grounding you on discipline.
Correct, yeah.
What would discipline do for you, for where you want to go?
Discipline will do for me what I was unable to do in the past. To control and sustain the foundation of a family. Right.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's allowing me to become an actual king in my own castle.
What else?
Yes.
What else?
And it's also allowing for me to understand the value of forgiveness, not by words, but also by action.
What step are you going to take now to indicate that you have forgiven and that you are ready to take control of a family and you're going to be the king now? What step are you going to take now?
The step that I'm going to take now is to forgive myself.
Powerful.
Right? And make peace with reality.
That's one.
Reality is very
two?
harsh, but I'm making peace with it. Number three would be me now accepting myself for whom I am.
Okay. And what else do you think that you need to do for you to break away and to prove to yourself somehow you are moving forward?
I have to stop being in competition with myself. Yeah, I think that's very important, my guy. You see, sometimes you compete with yourself and there's no judge. So eventually you keep robbing yourself. Today you think you've won, tomorrow you even judge yourself you've lost. So I think I need to allow myself to be. Let the universe take its course. Just go with the flow of life. Don't look for the wrongs. Just go with the flow. And eventually you'll find, I'll find my space.
Dr. Richie, I want you to close it up for us. What's the way forward now?
Well, the man seems to have been able to sit back and analyze themselves, what has happened and where he want to go. The truth is that in reality, when things happen to us, we move into a space of anxiety. Anxiety is like cancer, it eats us up. We are hanging on a fence, but we don't want to put our foot on the ground. We are scared of what we're going to lose, therefore we're not taking action. We are alive, but we are dying. But what you seem to be telling me now is that you're about to step out and you're about to experience the world. And what happened to you had to do with a relationship. But all you've told me that you're going to do has to do with you. But what makes me believe that you are really ready to move is that you are going to open a window and accommodate another relationship. Unless you want to be a celibacy, which may not be easy. Unless you want to start having kids all over the place without being responsible. So if this king going to come alive, this king will begin to think about, who can I get into relationship with? Now I know who I am. And you're going to be able to write down what are your values and what are your beliefs. What are the things that govern your life? That when you get into a relationship with somebody, before you even start anything, I will be able to do what I call the motivational map. That will introduce you to you that you've never known before. Introduce the lady to who she is that she's never known before. Two of you will look at what governs your lives and you'll be able to ask yourself, do we think we're going to go to the same place? Because if you are not going in the same direction, you're going to take another vehicle very soon. Because the right thing got to be done right. That's why the church believes in premarital counseling. Because there you establish the right things. But you know what the world believes? People think that constitutional right will make marriage successful. What the Constitution does is to package how your problem will be, what to do when you finish your marriage. I'll tell you a little story before I go.
I want you to tell me as we go to the break.
Okay, when we come back.
When we come back.
Okay.
More on Mzansi Insider after the break.
Next on Mzansi Insider, an insider finds out from a fortune teller what 2017 holds for them.
You have a team of angels and guides who are around you, and they're around you 24/7.
And it's another emotional and inspirational session with Dr. Richie.
The reality is that you are going to be overwhelmed.
You know what it is, Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
Sibulelana Mzansi Insider. It's a lovely 2017 show. Now, what should you do this year? Do you know what 2017 has in store for you? Should you go back to school? Should you let go of that toxic relationship? We are going to find out. We have an insider who has an opportunity to see what 2017 has in store for them. We've got very talented Shannon. Hi.
Oh, I'm so happy to be here with you. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, we had a lovely chat about what I should do. I'm excited. So the insider that's going to get this lovely opportunity is actually like lucky. You should always write in. When we say write in, lovely, our insider, come through. Her name's Nomonde. Shannon knows nothing about her. In fact, I've just met. This is Nomonde, our lovely insider. Thank you for writing in. Thank you for coming in. Shannon meets
Hello,
Nomonde.
Nomonde. It's so nice to meet you. How are you?
I'm well, thank you.
Cool.
All right, so you guys, we've told you what to do. All you need to do is ask Shannon, should I? And blah, blah, blah. And Shannon will respond. Over to you, Shannon.
The first thing I want to say is you are very guided. You have a team of angels and guides who are around you, and they're around you 24/7. And the way that you particularly feel them is on your skin. So you feel goosebumps, you feel cold chills, you feel shivers. Have you ever noticed that before?
Yes, quite a lot.
Do you?
Yes.
That's always a good sign for you. So that means I'm walking on the right path when you feel it in your skin. When you feel it in your tummy, when you feel that anxious, scared, sad feeling, that is not a sign from your angels and guides. That's just you and your anxiety. Now, do you have a question for your angels and guides that I can translate for you?
Yes, definitely.
Could you put it in a should I kind of a way?
Okay. Should I pursue a business?
Please don't do that. Please go into a startup and be their social media person who does the advertising. Okay, does that fit you?
It does, because that's what I do, actually.
Oh, do you? Okay, no, look, I honestly don't know you.
Yes.
So great. Your angels seriously know you. They've been living with you for years. So that's what they think. They don't want you to start up something on your own. Okay, what else?
Should I keep allowing people into my space?
Do you mean romantically?
Yes.
Okay, so your angels are saying they want you to allow them into your space in a dating way, but then to reject them as soon as they do something really hurtful, something that really you take personally and then you think of that night and you say, how can the person have said something so nasty to me? But you have a tendency, you're so friendly, to let them back in, let them back in, let them back in. That is like allowing rats to live in your house. That is really not the way to do it.
Sure. Don't allow rats to live in your house. Nomonde, how do you feel? Are you ready for your 2017? How do you feel?
I feel like I am, job-wise, and what she said about business. I feel like collaborating with other people is a good idea. It's something I have thought about.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, so sure, Nomonde is going to have a very interesting 2017. We're going to speak to another insider who's got an opportunity to speak to Shannon. So what exactly did you feel connected with the things Shannon spoke about?
First, the angels part. Like, immediately after he said it, then I got like little shivers because I was like, oh my gosh, she is like spot on. So that, and your truth, like your background, you know, you knew I was a friendly person before. We haven't spoken.
You don't actually look like a friendly person. When I first saw your face, I'm like, are you sure about that?
Boss
Should
lady.
I really say that she's a
You did say that.
You
boss
have quite a
lady.
serious face on, right? Because you're playing it cool.
Yes, and the social media part, which is actually something I do in my job right now. So
cool.
I feel like
So the marketing is
spot on.
Sure, Shannon. There's a guest that's going to get an opportunity to speak to Shannon to see what 2017 holds for them. Sure, Shannon.
Wait, you are guided.
I am already telling me I'm guided. 2017 is going to be great. We'll be back after this.
After the ad break, heartwarming moments when Dr. Richie helps an insider move on.
What is it that is more important to you right now?
And are you ready for those days when you are broke in 2017? Let's help you avoid them.
What tends to happen is youngsters tend to take on the debt and then it hinders them from saving.
Be back on Mzansi Insider.
You know what it is, Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
I'm here hanging out with Shannon now. Morena earlier on got to, you know, sit in and watch her do what she does best, which is what do we call it?
I'm a psychic. I'm an angel interpreter, because you have angels and guides who are working with you all the time.
Okay, so your job is to basically interpret this for us.
And make it louder and clearer, because sometimes you're like, I think I've got a great idea, but is it real, or should I do that or not?
Now, obviously, people come to you and they ask you, should I do this? And they mentally prepare to receive an answer from you. But how do you prepare to open yourself up to all these angels that are speaking?
Thanks for asking. Nobody ever asked me that question. So I pray and I meditate every day.
Okay.
I really cleaned up my life. So I completely stopped drinking, stopped smoking, stopped eating things that weren't serving me.
Yeah.
And I got cleaner and healthier so that I would be
You've got great skin, by the way.
Oh, thank you so much. A lake that you throw a pebble into that makes a ripple. You know, now I feel like I'm very resonant.
Okay. I'm going to call a lady right now. She wrote in and she wanted to meet you. Her name is Nontumiso. Nontumiso, join us. Guys, I didn't get the memo about wearing and rocking pink.
Bright colors today.
Hi, Nontumiso. How are you doing?
Great, thanks. How are you?
Good, good.
Hi, Nontumiso.
Hi.
My name is Shannon. How are you?
Nice to meet you, Shannon.
Nice to meet you. Have we ever met before?
No.
No. Have we ever had a conversation?
No.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
Okay.
We just need to establish that.
We do. I don't know anything about
today.
this lady, and I've never actually met you, you know, had a talk with you before.
So, Nontumiso, you're here. You have an opportunity to ask her.
Yeah.
I hope you're open and you're ready, because I think that's important from Shannon's point of view. What would you like to ask her? Please phrase it, should I? And you can take it over.
So you have angels and guides, and they're working with you all the time. And one of the ways that you are gifted is that you have the spiritual gift of dreams. And so in the night, your dreams can interrupt you and they can wake you up. Sometimes they feel like nightmares. So I want to ask you, have you had any of those recently?
Yeah, a lot.
Have you? I'm sorry if they feel like nightmares. But what your angels are saying is that if you would please follow the instructions that are coming through in the dreams, your nightmares would decrease and they would stop bugging you as much as they bug you. So do you have some should I questions?
Yes, definitely.
Okay, speak loudly for me to hear you.
Cool. Should I continue with my business in fashion?
They're telling me it's not actually earning you enough money and that you're putting in more time and more money at this point than you're getting out. Is that what it looks like?
Very true.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So what they want you to do is to continue the fashion as a hobby for friends and design clothes for people for their weddings, for their baby showers, for maternity dresses, for special events.
Yes.
Please design clothes just like for me, for bespoke.
Right.
But please stop trying to do it in the mass market.
Right.
You're not a mass market kind of a person.
Okay.
You're an individual kind of a person who wants to look at, you know, me and my style, or Roy and her style, and do it just for her.
Yeah.
Then you'll make money. What's your next question?
Should I worry about when am I going to meet my boyfriend and get kids because I'm 32, childless and all of that?
Right. And culturally, oh my God, you're like a spinster, it's never gonna happen, oh no, forever. Okay, so your angels are saying that they would like you to shoot high, not in the sense of a sugar daddy, but someone who's not, but someone who's really financially totally set, has a house, has a car, has a job, you know, is driving to Santa, as an investment banker every day, one of these kinds of guys.
Okay.
Why? Because it would fit you, because it would fit who you really are on the inside. You don't need someone that you're trying to lift up, you need someone who's already made it. So, could you please hang out at the fancy places? And could you go to those parties? Because you're going to parties where there are guys who are not that.
Of course.
There you go.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh. My last one?
Yeah.
Should I move on from my recent breakup?
Oh, totally. That's over and done with. It's like water under the bridge, forget it. There's actually nothing even to remember about that.
Okay.
That is a closed book, done and dusted. Nothing's there for you.
All right.
Are you okay?
I feel so great, yeah.
It didn't hurt your feelings?
You just validated, actually.
Okay.
Because I was like, I shouldn't ask this question because I already know the answer. But I just thought, okay, let me just
Just in case.
Yeah.
Is that the only thing that kind of stood out for you? What else stood out for you that she said?
Did it make sense?
It made sense in a huge way because I get these dreams and visions and, you know, I feel like they're sending me to into this direction, and I'm confused.
You look emotional.
Yeah, so I am quite. Yeah. So half of the time I'm trying to find out what does it mean. Send me a sign. Send me something, a billboard that's written with my name on it. Nondumiso, do this, don't do that. So yeah.
Nondumiso, do this, don't do that. Okay.
All right.
Good. You are guided.
Got you. Yeah, I know that for sure, but I feel overwhelmed because I'm alone. I'm a woman. I'm black. I'm single. I need to breathe more.
I hear you. And money. The focus for 2017 is money. Control the money. Manage the money.
Because it's coming in very well.
I know, it's coming in. And then?
But I mismanage it.
Catch it. Yeah. Hold on.
So I should catch it.
Right.
We'll do.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
Glad?
Very glad. I don't regret.
Bless you. Nice to meet you. Nice to connect with you.
Lovely. Thank you.
Before we let you go, maybe one we could ask you, thank you, Nondumiso, for joining us and sharing. You know, I think it's not easy asking should I's because it means you're out there coming through and sharing. I need to ask you this one. How do you feel after you have these kind of sessions? Because I know it's your big job, you know, it's what you do, but I'm sure there's a feeling you walk away with.
I'm a person of faith already, but I'm also a human being, and I have skeptical moments, and I'm like, am I really supposed to be doing this? Is this really, really helpful? So then I ask, did it make sense? And then I feel like, oh my goodness, we are really guided. We are walking through this dark forest with a tiny little torch, but we are finding our way. And the divine intelligence is helping us.
Awesome stuff. How do people get a hold of you if they're interested in your services?
My website is www.shannonwalbrand.com. And what I would offer you, Rory, is I run a women's group that's ongoing guidance for high vibration women, and I think you might be interested in it.
What's high vibration woman?
You, for example.
Okay, so now I'm okay. We'll speak off air. We'll speak off air. We're out of time. Thank you so much for coming to hang with us. And do we get like feathers as well when we come to the high vibrations?
Sure. Do you want? Yeah. May all your wishes come true.
Oh my goodness! Right here. Let me try and make it look swaggy.
At the beginning of the show, we helped 29-year-old Diniko move on after the mother of his children had an affair. He has chosen to have a better 2017, and to help him with this, we brought out the big guns. Dr. Richie is here, and next, he helps an insider with a burden that many of us still carry. Nalepa Kumar spent 10 years of her life as a fabulous flight attendant, but when she left her job in May 2016, she found that she was struggling to get her life together. Because of all the traveling, she had detached herself from her family and was now feeling very overwhelmed and lonely. Dr. Richie is here today to help her connect with her life again.
Dr. Richie Baba is still here with us today, and we welcome Nolly. Now, Baba, you've obviously spoken a little bit to Nolly. What do you pick from her story?
There are 6 essential human needs, and 2 of them I'm going to talk about. One of them is the need to be loved, and the need, one is need to be loved and the need to connect. You are missing that connection, and you are missing that love. You want to connect to the business world, you want to succeed. You want to connect with your family, you want to succeed. It's called ecology. Ecology represents the people that are important in your life. You want to connect with all of them. The reality is that you are going to be overwhelmed. You need to take them one by one. And sitting here, even if you got 2 hours, cannot help. You're starting business, it comes with challenges. The fear of failing is there. The fear, will I be able to put on the table what I used to put on the table? The lifestyle I've always lived. You choose where you go and buy your clothes. You don't have to choose that anymore because you need to save money and all that. So the question now is, what is it that is more important to you right now? The business or the family?
Sure. I would say the business.
If I give you this paper and I want you to draw for me what you're feeling like looks like, just draw what it is like.
I wouldn't be able to.
Well, it doesn't, you're not an artist. It doesn't matter, just draw it. Just draw what it is like. Draw what it is like.
I don't know the start and the beginning.
You don't know the start and the beginning. You see, when you are even talking, you say you don't know how to draw, but you're actually drawing without knowing. Because in your subconsciousness, you don't believe you have direction. You don't believe you're getting somewhere.
Sure.
Did you notice what she's doing?
Yeah.
Do you see what she's doing?
Yeah.
Show you the camera. You know what she's showing here? You see what she's showing? She's actually saying her life is in a circle. There is no direction.
Wow.
That's how you've been living your life. But you know what this program has done for you today is that there is going to be a direction.
And speaking about the support and moving forward, how does she get over this guilt? Because I also feel like it's maybe a hurdle to progressing. How does she offload? How does she get rid of it?
How she gonna get rid of this is the simplest thing that can happen. Is what do you want to see happen in your life? She want to see her business move forward.
Yeah.
If you want to see your business move forward and you want to carry your family along, the simplest thing to do is sit down with the family and tell them what you want to achieve. And tell them, I need your support.
They need to buy into it.
That's right, for what I want to do.
Okay.
How are you feeling right now? I think you've taken in quite a lot.
I'm overwhelmed. I really am. But I can see direction. I can see it's almost as though you've taken me back to when I started, to the vision of when I left the job and started with the business, in that I can do it, you know. You've taken me back to belief, basically.
Yeah.
But it's just now I need to sit down and implement steps behind the belief. And the family point, I think that's a huge one, because I've always just soldiered on, hoping that they'll appreciate what I do, but they have no idea what I'm doing for them.
Yeah.
You know, that type of thing.
Now you're going to get them involved. You're going to get them involved.
Thank you so much, Dr. Richard. You guys are going to continue this conversation with him.
Okay.
Yes, but she's going to pay after this, because this time around is
Hey, now, wow. I don't want to enter that one. I don't want to. Actually, worry me. You will share the money with me.
I say
correct.
10%. Okay.
We're going to head over to an ad break while me and Baba discuss how much we're going to split this money. Please don't make me vex, so you will give me my money. We're back. After the break, avoid being broke. We give you money secrets that have proven to work.
Start with drawing up a budget. Write it down.
Draw
it up.
Draw. Draw.
He actually said right, but nonetheless.
Next on Mzansi Insider.
You know what it is, Mzansi Insider. You know what it is, Mzansi Insider.
It's been an ever so inspirational and emotional show that's in Lakajeno, making a cover a very important thing in the world. Eling yona he chelete. Hobane di lines tshwana le bo ke broku since se sentse re bua ka 2017 tshwantse re hole re ke re thole, especially when there's something called budget.
Yes, our guest today is a private banker who specializes in personal finance, and he's got a company called
The Society
Investments.
Yes.
So his name is Leander. He's here to help us to make sure that we have a financially healthier 2017. Brother man. Yes. Brother of the money. People of the money.
Do you give us the money?
Do you give us the money?
I teach you how to save the money. Yeah.
Before we go anywhere, tell us about your company quickly.
Okay, so quite simply, it's called the Society Investments. It's a social savings fund aiming to educate youth on the importance of saving and the development of good financial habits leading to wealth creation.
Now, a lot of our insiders, because they have money like this, they say, no, I've only got 1,000. How do I budget 1,000? Sort of excuses. What do you say about that?
So what I always say to youngsters is identify a savings goal and commit to that goal. So our business sits on two pillars. On the youth segment, we go into schools, we teach workshops where we teach you budgeting skills, we teach you about credit cards and debt, because what tends to happen is youngsters tend to take on the debt and then it hinders them from saving. So we're saying to you, identify a goal, commit as a group toward a goal. It may be like a holiday, it may be saving for a deposit for a car, write it down, create a monthly debit order from your account so that money sort of disappears, and lock it away in one of those accounts that if you were to take it out, you may incur a penalty. Therefore, it encourages you to keep going.
You know what I want to speak about? The current mistakes is why don't we have the culture of saving? And when you go into these different schools and having conversations, what are the common mistakes that you pick up that we make?
That's a very good question. I think amongst the black community, our parents are so busy just trying to put food on the table and hustle. And I know when I was growing up, I was never taught these skills. I was never taught about shares. I was never taught about debt. I remember an instance, growing up, and my dad had multiple credit cards, and that was perceived to be wealth. I think the disconnect is we as adults now, and once we become parents, we need to sit down with our kids and say, listen guys, this is how this works. Here's pocket money. One of the campaigns that we run is it's called a matric age. It normally happens toward December. So a lot of the kids in high school, that's their sort of rite of passage. So from grade 11 up until grade 12, we're saying to parents, you know that trip is coming at the end of December, once they finish their finals. Quantify what that looks like and break it down to a monthly amount. And then when you're giving your kid pocket money, say half of that is going to go toward that savings goal. You're incentivizing good behavior, you're teaching, you know, you're encouraging, and you can also say to your kids, in order for me to do this for you, you then have to get X amount of grades, do chores, whatever. But ultimately, you're teaching responsibility.
You know what I'm loving about what you're saying is I'm sort of getting the sense that in order for you to have a good saving habit, you need to connect it to something.
Correct. Yeah.
Otherwise, you can't just save just in J. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How important is it to pick something that you really want to do as a start off, just to sort of create that habit? Is there something like that, or should you just go straight into it?
I think for youngsters, a starting point would be a holiday. I always say traveling always gives you a lot of insight into how other people live and cultures, and it opens your mind somewhat. So when I first started saving, I thought to myself, let me decide on holidays. I've just come back from a trip from Indonesia, and what I did was I took a group of people and we broke it down. We said, okay, fine, there's 10 of us going, let's sort of sit together and discuss what our monthly budget looks like in terms of what we all can afford, break it down to a month amount, and then we manage that process for them. So every month we're following up, making sure that guys are committing. We're sending them literature around sort of the destination that we're going to, reminding them.
So you're feeding that goal.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. And I mean, we've just got back. When we landed, the first thing that a lot of people said to me was like, they didn't believe this was possible. Yeah. And if you look on our Facebook page, and I blog a lot, I share my story. I mean, I started out, I didn't know what I knew. I fell into it because I became a banker. Yeah. And we've fed so much content from the West around what living life is, and we prioritize the wrong things.
What got you into like the personal finance, this industry, what you do as a...
So I think for me, it was never my intention. I just knew that I wanted to work in finance, and when I started looking after clients, I started to see that there's a huge problem. South Africans are over indebted. You don't have to look far to read the stats. Savings is negative. You know, we're potentially going into an interest rate hiking cycle right now, which means people currently can't afford their debt, and if interest rates increase, they further can't. So what needs to be done now is my sort of parents' generation are being phased out. We need to start from the beginning and teach guys from day one. Because it's going to be a disaster if we don't. So, I mean, we were driven by the passion just to sort of educate and impart knowledge onto people. Because, you know, you guys are creatives, for instance. You don't know anything about finances. And you can't read one book and suddenly all of a sudden you're an expert.
You're like,
But if we engage with you, we send you literature, follow us, we're able to do that.
Yeah. While we entertain you guys teach us. This
Absolutely.
is great. This is great. Exchange. Another exchange that you could please, just before you leave us, give us maybe 5 tips that you know, we can all follow at home and start implementing something easy, something that we can all remember, and just, you know, hit the road 2017 and do it right. Give us Sunday, guys. Let's risk life.
Sure. I think start with drawing up a budget. Write it down. Draw it up.
Draw. Draw.
He actually said right, but nonetheless.
Cool. And make it something realistic. To my second point, because you can't have a surplus income or a surplus after you've paid all your expenses.
What's surplus income?
So once you've paid all your expenses, the surplus that you have left over.
So left over.
That's it, left over, quite simply, yeah. So it's
surplus.
Your surplus obviously has to be in line, or your savings, sorry, has to be in line with your surplus. I mean, if you only have 500, you can only save a portion of that. So as I've said, write down the budget, make it in line with what you can afford. Maybe then also open an account within which it's a debit order that runs straight off your account into another investment that is locked, that you cannot realize for a fixed term. And do it amongst your friends, with your family, commit to something, identify a savings goal, and work toward it.
Sure.
Okay. Pretty straightforward.
Pretty straightforward.
It's not as easy as it sounds, right? So you need to make up your mind and stick to it.
And start.
You know, a lot of our viewers suffer from things like black tax. Suffer from things like FOMO. How do you manage yourself around that? I mean, FOMO, the clubs. Yo, go. FOMO. This young language of yours. Yes, you know, the clubs there. Ooh, good party. Mangatata nje leya 300 that I saved. I mean, I'm gonna save next month anyways, so it will be back. How do we avoid that? How do you do it?
Stay away.
Just stay away.
I sometimes fall prey to it. I mean, we're young, you still want to have a good time.
Yeah.
But I think what you need to do is quantify it. I mean, if you're standing in a bottle that's costing you 2,000 Rand, a bottle or whatever, and you go to a bottle store and that's 300 or 400 or whatever it is, does it make sense for you to be paying, what, 3-4 times the price?
Yeah.
To drink it in that establishment, you've already paid to walk through the door. Why not rather just have your friends at home? Take that 2,000 Rand, get some braai meat, get some beers, you got your friends around you, you're comfortable, there's no risk of having to drive, you're not there to impress anyone. I think that for me, it's just smarter decisions.
So your why needs to be very important. Why are you saving? And that's what you need to keep your eyes on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Makes sense.
Me, I'm going to have a very prosperous, financially healthy 2017. I don't know about you, Rory.
I've always had my Zulu guys struggling in 2017. Thank you so much for hanging out with us.
My pleasure. Thank you very much.
My life must change for 2017.
Your life must change for 2017. Yeah. We'll see you in a bit. Ke o he rai kwa la tsatsing la ka jeno ho bile monate ka tsela e makatsang empa re etsa hape bekeng e latelang ka Saterdag ka Sontaga hora ke ya 10
njengendaba Mzansi Insider Saturday Sunday silana ngendaba okusanya bonga fethu bokumnandi osamngani wami
I'll
see you guys. When I see you guys, it's been great. Thank you for having me. You can roll the credits now. Bye.